Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the second episode of how I survived in campus while pregnant. So in the previous video, I had reached at I was where I was telling the mother, and of course her reply was Nisitoe, and then she later confronted the son to ask him. Then the son akakubali. Then now life was becoming a bit difficult for me in Nairobi. I wasn't paid. I wasn't seeing any hopes in getting paid. I had borrowed from from almost all of my friends. Ile nitumie mia immediately na nitakurefund. Hadi unajua ile yenye unaambia mtu nitakurefund na ka 50 juu, and you don't even know where to get that 50 juu just to make the person send you money. So the life I was living was nisaidie 150 kesho, nisaidie 100 kesho nitakutumia ikiwa 150, kesho naomba mwingine 150 namwambia nitakumrudishia ikiwa 200, hiyo 150 yote nabeba napeleka huku 200 huku hivyo hivyo. And so that was how I was surviving. Then nikafika mahali it's like I've borrowed all of my friends and there's nothing I can tell them again, and they were now unpaid debts. So I decided to okay, my friend, I don't know whether to make it private. She usually doesn't want it to be known, but at least jina za Kikuyu zi ufanana. So my friend called Njambi called me for her birthday party, and I was like, where, this is so much a relief. And you know what I was going to do? First, kwanza, my house wasn't paid, rent haikukuwa imelipwa, na sikukuwa nimelipa. No one was to pay for me that rent, so sikukuwa nimelipa rent because I had not been paid. Then when my uncles had told me to go back home and I had refused, they had taken some of their things, so I was residing at my friend's place, sleep, because the caretaker had come and taken the mattress. So I was residing at my friend's place at that time. So you can imagine, I was pregnant. I was passing through those signs and symptoms, and you just want to sleep the whole day, and I don't have money. So hey, it was it was tough. So I went to my friend's place, and my friend had a different take. She was really, it wasn't that different per se, but she cared for me. She really knew what I would pass through if I was going to give birth. But at the same time, she supported me through any decision that I made. Of course, she was to give me her opinion. I listened to her. Her reasoning was well, but she was on the side of, girl, we are going to get money to about the baby. And I was in for it. I was all like, I wasn't in for it that much. I was also going through roller coaster of emotions. But again, you see, there was something happy about being pregnant, getting pregnant for your man. You see, that thing is kind of happy. You get happy, like, hey, you see, I'm going to have a baby. This baby is for my man. Imagine, this can be the greatest, this should be the greatest gift you gift a man, something like that. Like, if you're gonna reason on in that direction. Yeah. So at the same time, I was like, now I don't even like, at home they are going to reject me. Yes, I knew the consequences, because one of my people was actually once pregnant, and this is the same way there's a way they treated her, the same way they are going to treat me. So I knew the consequences. I knew there were consequences. So if I was going to choose the path of giving birth, then I knew there are consequences to that. So now, my friend gave me, so because we were going for this birthday party, so of course there were drinks. So my friends encouraged me to drink out the babies. So I drank that night off. I drank and drank and drank. Of course, I drank and drank and drank, hoping that maybe the baby would swim out. But they didn't. They didn't. And I sound more of a killer right now. I ain't. So the of course that period was over, the birthday was over, and I at this time I was really feeling the signs and symptoms were for pregnancy were now ilikuwa imezidi, kind of, let me say that way, ilikuwa inazidi. And I couldn't take it anymore. Like I was sleeping all the time. I was feeling sleepy, and my friends couldn't understand me. They wanted that same vibing Flora who would dance, go out, that Flora. But where it wasn't. No, 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 no. I couldn't. But they thought I was over pretending. But I hope one day they all get pregnant. My friends Jambi and Jen, I hope you get pregnant today and feel the same tiredness I was feeling. Anyway, the fatigue. So, I stayed at my friend's place for like a week or 2 weeks waiting to get paid. Then luckily I got paid, then I moved out. But that same day that I got paid, my sister was sent out of school. So I told my friends that I'm going to make you see, my plan was to go back, pay for my rent, buy some things that I needed, buy shopping, then continue looking for another promotion, then continue staying in Nairobi as I hustle to get stuffs to buy for my baby in preparation of giving birth. But again, you see, this is now my sister has been sent home due to lack of school fees, and now I have to make a choice. I sacrificed that money. I went to the school of my sister na nikaongelesha the deputy principal. I found the deputy principal, and then I told the deputy principal to allow me teach in that school for free and never to charge me. Then at least that money that they would have charged me, they would be paying me to pay my sister's school fees. Lakini they refused. So I went back home. Kwanza, I first inquired the fee arrears, and they told me like 10K. If she pays 10K, she'll be allowed back to school. Then I went back home. I went home. So remember, now I have left my belongings in Nairobi. I've not paid rent there. So I took my 10,000 shillings that was paid. I had been paid 18,000. So this other one, the 8,000, probably I was using it for fare, then cravings, of course. Then the 10,000 I paid to my sister's account. Then the whatever remained, I assisted my sister to pay my other sibling who was in primary school at that time, to buy her uniform and buy her stuffs that would be needed to pay for her lunch. Then that's how I used my money at that time. Then now I don't know. I don't know where I was hoping to get the other money to go and take the belongings. Up to now, my belongings are still in Nairobi, and I'm planning to go get them anyway. So at this point also, I know I don't want to victimize myself, and people would think maybe I'm not appreciative of the fact that my uncles went through a lot to get me a house, and I disrespected them by bringing a man in that same house, then getting pregnant in that same house. I'm actually sorry for that. I'm actually very, very sorry. um and there is nothing I could do, by the way. man is to err, and that was what happened, and it happened that way. And I couldn't get myself into going to ask for forgiveness from my uncle. I still haven't gained enough strength. By the way, as I'm saying that, I feel like I want to cry, but I'm stronger. I am only realizing that maybe I haven't healed. By the way, you see, if you are telling out your story and you want to cry, you know that you haven't healed. And I don't want to talk about that part. Oh, because now I am getting emotional. So let me just continue. Um so after 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 I reach home, I pay for my sister's school fees. My grandmother is the first person to realize that I'm pregnant. Imagine, my grandmother sees me at night. I reached I love traveling at night. So I reached at home at night. My grandmother is always against that. So when I reach at home, of course I go to greet her. I love that woman so much. So I go to greet her. Then the moment she sees me like this, she's like, no, Flora, hauko sawa, hii mwili yako haiko sawa. And I'm like, okay. I just smile, then go back to the sitting room. Then at night, I'm like thinking, now that my grandmother has noticed, it won't take long before everyone else notices. And it wasn't, if it was the first trimester. So again, you see, most of the time I just want to sleep. I feel fatigue, of course. So uh I I tell myself that since most of the time I'll be sleeping and there will be a lot of questions during the day, so I have to gain enough strength to tell my grandmother everything. So of course, in the morning when she's going to the veranda, so I go tell her, yes, iko hivi na hivi. Yes, siko sawa kwa sababu iko hivi na hivi. And I had introduced this guy since first year. So my grandmother, I had only told my grandmother and my mother. So they knew I had someone since first year, by the way. 1.2. Since 1.2. First year, second semester. So they used to talk. He used to talk to my grandmother. He used to talk to my mother. And now telling them that he mimba, yeah, huyu, they they were not that surprised, because again, during the December holiday, I had called home and I had told my grandmother that I was staying with a guy, and of course my guy, so she already knew. So when I told her, she was like, okay, nini nini. Then I gave her the phone to call the guy, and they talked, and my grandmother was okay, it's fine. So we had planned to go back to Nairobi, and that was so relieving for my grandmother and my mother. But then the guy let me down. Story for another day. So I just let me just leave it for a story to another day, because if I am to tell you that story, hey, rejection. But let me just say the whole thing, because it comes with the rejection, by the way. Imagine we had planned to go back to Nairobi with the money that I had been left with kidogo. So I traveled to up to Eldoret. I was to take my things zile zenye nilikuwa natumia Moi, so that we go back to Nairobi. Then the guy had promised to now go and look for anything in the name of work and just do it. And just to take care of me and the babies. But when I reached Eldoret, the guy switched off his phone. He started giving excuses. He started telling me that Kesho, and remember, now I was residing at my friend's place. Now I'm pregnant. I don't have money. I'm at my friends who are campus students, the two of them. So hawa ni watu wenye, of course mnaelewa campus life, you don't have money, nyinyi wote ni wanafunzi, you are relying on your parents. So it's like you always live from hand to mouth, by the way, the small amount, the amount you've gotten. So giving them this other burden, I used to feel it that truly this is a burden and I must live here. So I wasn't comfortable at all until this girl, um the friend to my friend, the roommate to my friend, kicked me out. By the way, she kicked me out, yes. And but let me tell you, pregnant mothers aren't kicked out. Shame on her. And not even shame on her, but I'm not to blame her, by the way, because life was tough. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. But she got, I'm telling you that she went through a lot. She went through a lot, a lot, a lot. She passed through a lot just because of that. She got pregnant, like she got pregnant, she aborted, she got a man again, she got another man again, she got pregnant na hiyo mimba ikatoka tu yenyewe. She again went to another man, she lived with that guy again, na that guy started mistreating her to an extent that alikuwa analeta dem when that girl was there, and again she slept with another girl when that girl was there. Imagine. And I'm always getting her stories, and I'm like, this must be happening. She must be thinking of me like, probably nilienda nikamroga somewhere, and I never did that. And I think that she's actually paying for mistreating me or something of that sort. Never mistreat a lady who is pregnant, and especially that one who is carrying twins. Hiyo ni laana, my friend. Yeah, usijaribu. I am passing through my own karma, and you're bringing your own karma. It will backfire on you. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.